right, there we go, folks. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to DuePoint. Good afternoon to everyone who's tuned in around the country. So my name is Rob van der Bell. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending about 35 minutes with you. So it's a fairly quick business proposition. I always had a boss that said a good meeting is a fast meeting, right? Time is money. We don't want to waste anyone's time. So about 35 minutes, if you'll spare me that luxury of going through our business in the next half an hour. If you have any questions, please reserve those until after the presentation. Just speak to the person that's invited you or hosting you on the live stream. I'm sure they'll be able to answer any questions that you might have. So let's begin. As you can see, we're a division. So DuePoint is a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. We've been around for a very long time, for nearly 70 years, although DuePoint is fairly new. So the division was only formed 3 years ago, in February 2016. And the business came about because of a number of factors and aspirations that the founders had. So let me go through those because that'll give you good context to why DuePoint might be relevant to yourself. So one of the biggest factors was economic and risk factors. Now that is from your point of view as well as our point of view as a business. You are here watching this presentation, I assume, because you're interested in making some money, some more money, some extra money, a second paycheck, right? And the reason for that is typically to mitigate a lot of risk factors that we're exposed to in the current economy, or even as a salaried employee, or even as a small or medium business owner. There's a lot of risk factors, and earning a second income obviously mitigates a lot of that risk. So that goes without saying. One of the ambitions that we had as a business was one of social entrepreneurship. Well, not social entrepreneurship. It was about having impact within our community, within South Africa. And we decided to do that through social entrepreneurship. So what this business presentation is about is actually a proposition of partnership. We're inviting you to partner with our business. And so we think that if we're able to achieve that, we can have social impact if we're able to allow people getting involved in this business to start making money for themselves. So that's one of our ambitions that we have. And then another kind of business factor was to create different channels of distribution. So typically in the businesses that we've been involved with in the past with Constantia, we've always adopted very traditional forms of creating channels of distribution. That is typically been done always through marketing and advertising through traditional channels. So if we wanted to increase our brand in South Africa, we would just go spend more money with various advertisers and media companies. That is becoming less effective with time. And so one of the new ways of creating distribution for ourselves is by employing referral marketing, word of mouth marketing, and network marketing. These are becoming more effective ways of marketing because word of mouth marketing is always taken more authentically than typical advertising or marketing is done. So these factors all came together. We launched DuePoint 3 years ago. The proposition to you is come join us in this business. Come help us create channels of distribution and we will reward you for that. So what does that actually mean? How does this DuePoint system actually work? The proposition is that you go out and connect other people to our business. The same way you've been connected to DuePoint today. You will go out and tell people about a business opportunity that is there to allow them to make additional income. And so if you can attract people to this business, if you can start creating your own channel of distribution, well, there are a host of benefits waiting for you. So it's not just about income, but yes, the primary benefit is that you get to create an additional income stream for yourself, but the nature of the income is very important because this separates us from many, many, many business opportunities out in South Africa. And that's the fact that we're able to create recurring income, sometimes called passive income or annuity income. Imagine owning a second house. Wouldn't you love to own a second house, to have two properties? You live in one and you rent the other one out, and that rental income just comes in every single month, right? That's a form of annuity income. The good thing about annuity income is that it's not activity constrained. As a salaried employee, you are constrained by activity. You've got to work your 40 hours every week for the month to get your salary. And if anything threatens that activity, well, now suddenly you're exposed to a massive amount of risk, right? Because if you get retrenched, your income ends. If you retire, your income ends. If you get sick and you can't go to work, you will use up your sick leave very quickly and your income will end, right? The channel of distribution that you build here at DuePoint is what we pay you for, not your activity. And so you're able to create recurring income without all these inherent risks of activity-based income. Power duplication, it's your opportunity to go out and build a team around you to help you build a channel of distribution that much quicker and that much greater. In other words, in turn, increasing your recurring income. Our business is flexi-time. This should be actually different. I don't like the word flexi-time. It sounds like you can do it when you want to, which is true, but it's so much more than that because we've spent a lot of money on technology in this business that allows you to do this business anywhere in the country at any time of the day because you can build your channel of distribution from your mobile phone, from your smartphone, right? You could be sitting in the toilet and making money. That's a great prospect. Instead of playing games, make money, right? You'll go to the toilet more often, perhaps. There's no startup capital in our business, so we've got no startup kits that you have to buy or registration fees or boxes of product that you have to buy and invest in. We've purposely designed the business to have a very low barrier to entry because remember, one of our primary aspirations in the business is to create social impact. And I can't do that by proposing to you a business opportunity that is very expensive. In other words, has a lot of risk attached to it. And so it's purposely designed to have very little risk so that you're at liberty to even try the business without fear of losing anything. At the same time, we've tried to make it as accessible as possible. There's no qualification requirements or experience requirements in this business. Anyone can join the business. You get to build an asset. Now, this ties into the point at the top, recurring income. Your channel of distribution here at DuePoint is treated as an asset because it is an asset. You have legal tender over your channel of distribution. That means you can sell it, right? If it's producing 5,000 Rand a month or 10,000 Rand a month, it's got a lot of value. You can sell that. We've had wealth engineers sell their channels for whatever reason. It also means that if you retrenched, you get paid still because DuePoint doesn't retrench anyone. When you get to retirement age, your day job will retire you, right? DuePoint doesn't retire anyone. You can carry on earning recurring income through your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, and even upon death, the value of an asset doesn't disappear. You get to seed this channel of distribution that you've built, this asset that you've spent years, perhaps decades building. You get to pass that wealth onto your children or onto your spouse, right? And so know that you get to build legacy here at DuePoint. It's not activity-based income. There's no selling requirement in this business, so this is a wonderful thing. There is completely no expectation of you to go out and sell any of our products. That is our job, right? This is done for regulatory reasons because you're not licensed to sell any of our products. That's what we do. But this is a great advantage because you can go out without the worry of having to be a product expert or trying to convince friends and family to buy insurance or investment products. All you're required to do is just connect people to this presentation. It's 35 minutes of their life that you need to convince them just to spend, watch the opportunity, make a decision afterwards. It's that simple. Your role has become minimized and simplified in this process so that you can repeat it as many times as possible in building a channel of distribution. At the same time, because we have financial products, means we don't have stock and distribution issues. The products in themselves become very convenient, but your success is still dependent on your ability to build a channel of distribution. So this is what one looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer and a product owner here at DuePoint, and now you're tasked with going out and building this channel of distribution. Like I said, you do it by connecting people. The people that you connect to DuePoint, some of those people will also become wealth engineers and product owners, and that is the beginning of your channel of distribution. And the people that you've connected to the business will go out and do the same thing. This is where the power duplication takes place. This is what you want to leverage as much as possible because with time and patience, this is what your channel will look like, right? This might be 7 or 8 points, what we call points deep. We've got wealth engineers that have done that in 7 months, right? And this will potentially keep growing and keep growing because each one of these wealth engineers in their own right are trying to build their own channels. What they're actually doing is collaborating with you and helping you build your channel. This is the asset that you're going to be building. This is the asset that pays out recurring income to all our wealth engineers every single month. How do we calculate what people are being paid here? Well, how much do you earn here at DuePoint? So we pay wealth engineers what is called a return at the end of every single month. The return is calculated like this. We pay a base return fee of 27.50 Rand for every product that you have in your channel, right? But it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. So the first few people that you introduce personally will fall on your first point always. And on your first point, you actually get paid double the 27 Rand 50. So you're earning 55 Rand for every product on your first point every single month. Remember, it's recurring income. So if you had 10 people there, you would be earning 550 Rand every single month. Those individuals go out and connect other people. That product lies on your second point. And again, you earn 55 Rand on your second point. So it goes without saying, if you had 100 people on your first and second point, you're suddenly earning 5,500 Rand a month. That's 60,000 Rand annually that you've just given yourself as a bonus on top of your day job, potentially, right? And then as your channel starts to grow, you see, it grows out, right, to the third point, the fourth point, all the way out to the eighth point. That multiplier drops as you get to the eighth point. But at the eighth point, you're earning 4% of the 27 Rand 50. But what's important to note is that we don't limit you there. So your channel will grow well beyond 0.8, right? You can keep earning beyond 0.8. We will keep paying 4% from 0.8 in theory to infinity. There's no limitation to the size of your channel. There's no limitation to how much money you can earn here at DuePoint. We've got wealth engineers in 2 years who got to 0.30 in their businesses, right? And they are still growing today. So there's tons of potential in this, and there's no limitation. But people still need to understand what's sacrifice. So practically, what is required to build a channel? And when we talk practically, we say, how much time is required to do this business? What am I in for if I get involved as a wealth engineer? So what we did was we gave you an idea over the next 5 years. We've plotted this projection over 5 years, 60 months. It follows the activity of putting 3 people into your channel in the first month, right? So 3 in your first month, and then 2 people every consecutive month after that. So that is very moderate. We've got people that do that daily almost, right? So this is per month. So it's not very onerous. But if you do that, after 6 months, you'll be earning about 2,500 Rand. Now, one of the aspirations we have when we talk about social impacts, and now I'm going back to the factors that born DuePoint 3 years ago, is the ability to have social impact within our community. That is very closely aligned with wealth creation. So you will know once you become a wealth engineer, I mean, it says it in the name, right? A wealth engineer. We talk about wealth creation constantly in this business. But one of the stepping stones to that is becoming debt-free. If you truly want to become deemed a wealthy person, look, that might be differently defined by everyone. What is a wealthy person? I can tell you now, a wealthy person starts off with not having debt. Right? And so that's one of the biggest aspirations that we speak to our wealth engineers about constantly. Pay your debt off as quickly as possible. Use the additional income that you make not to buy more things, but to start focusing on leveraging this income to create wealth. And you do it by paying off your debt. Here we've got this example of a R1 million bond. So someone's gone out and bonded a house that they want to purchase at R1 million over 20 years. Prime plus 2, you're paying about 11,500 Rand a month on that bond, right? That you pay for 20 years before you become a homeowner. But if you take the 2,500 Rand and put it into your debt, you'll pay this bond off in nearly half the time. It'll take you 8.5 years less to pay that house off. And in the process, it saves you nearly 900,000 Rand in interest that you would have made to the bank. Who could have believed that you could turn 2,500 Rand to nearly 900,000 Rand in 11.5 years? That's right there, right? After 12 months, you'll be earning in excess of 100,000 Rand in annual recurring income, because that's nearly 9,000 Rand a month. After 24 months, you're close to 28,000 Rand a month. Remember, you're still only doing 2 people on your first point every single month. After 3 years, you're close to 50,000 Rand a month. After 4 years, you're close to 70,000 Rand a month. And after 5 years, 60 months of doing it non-stop every single month, 2 people a month, you're close to 85,000 Rand a month, which is about 1 million Rand annually. Now, who would like a 1 million Rand bonus every year? That's reserved for, I don't know, stockbrokers, maybe. Who gets a 1 million Rand bonus? Maybe 0.01% of us. Imagine standing at the coffee machine in your office and you tell someone, oh, I got a 1 million Rand bonus. I say, no, you didn't. You say, yes, I did. Not from this company, from my side business. The business I do in the bathrooms. You know, I take toilet breaks every 5 minutes. I'm doing business in the bathroom from my phone. Right? That's just paid me 1 million Rand annually. But this is academic. So you can say, Rob, this is just a theory. Right? This is just, I mean, the number's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger with time. But we've got people doing this business. people that do more than 2 people a month, people that get to 2,500 rand in 1 or 2 months. Some of them have even done that, right? So every month we showcase wealth engineers that are doing this business so that you can get a real experience of what it's like to be a wealth engineer. And we don't prep these people. We tell them, these are the questions we're going to ask you. They're very general questions. So if you go look at all the testimonies we have on YouTube, you'll understand that the questions are always the same. How did you join? What was it like when you joined? What is it like now? What do you want out of the business going forward? It's the same questions, right? We don't prep them. They tell us the truth, the good and the bad. We've got hundreds of people joining. There's thousands of people that join the business every single month. So yeah, we've got Paul. Paul's always here. Paul, I think that's your seat. We should put your name on that seat because you seem to sit in the same place every single time. Paul's been in the business for only 7 months. In 7 months, he's got to nearly 2,500 rand. All right, so this was last month. So I'm hoping Paul's earning more this month than he was in January. But he's connected 41 people on his first point. That's translated to 83 people in his channel. His channel's already at 5 points. And next month, he'll earn more. And the month after that, more. Because if he keeps pushing, his channel can only grow, right? And that's the beauty in this business. You're able to give yourself a raise every single month, where we seem to be happy with 3% a year. We've got Norma. Norma's been in the business twice as long, 15 months. Her channel value is sitting at 3,500 rand a month. She's also put in 41 people. So she's put in the same amount of people as Paul. That's translated into 162 people because her channel's had longer to grow, right? Paul's done the same amount of business on his first point in half the time, but watch Paul's business in a year's time because I promise you Paul will be up here again and the numbers will be bigger and he will share his experience again with us. Yes, so like I said, we've got thousands of people joining this business every single month and everybody is different. I love it. I love it that everyone's different, right? We've got this massive spectrum of performance in this business, even though the system is identical. I love to think of it as Comrades Marathon. You've got the one sprinting in the front, then dying after 1 kilometer. You've got the really fast people that can sustain these speeds for long. And then you've got the people in the middle just moderately going through, chipping off kilometer by kilometer. You're at liberty to decide what you want out of this business. No one's going to tell you how to do this business, how fast to run, to slow down, to speed up. Rob doesn't give you a call in the morning, ever. What are you doing today? Are you in the bathroom? Are you doing work? What are you doing? You won't get a call from me. You have to keep yourself accountable if you really want to do this business. And so you had liberty to decide what you want out of the business. Not only do we pay our wealth engineers a return at the end of every single month, but we've got a wonderful rewards program layered on top of the returns program. So our rewards program is built out of all these ranks. They're like milestones. When your channel gets to certain sizes, we reward you on top of the money that we pay you every single month. So let's go look at some of the rewards. At rank 5, so this is still early days, rank 5, we give you a fancy little USB stick. So everything that we give wealth engineers is purpose-built. There are no gifts or presents at DuePoint. Everything that we give our wealth engineers is purpose-built to help them become more effective at what they're doing. Fancy little USB drive. We've got all our video collateral. So there's lots of DuePoint videos on there, and that little device plugs into everything. Cell phones, tablets, TVs, computers, laptops. At rank 7, we give you business cards that cost us 17,000 Rand to manufacture for one set, right? Because we know first impressions count for a lot when you're trying to build your business. You're going to be having meetings with colleagues, with strangers, with family, with acquaintances, all kinds of people. When you sit down, people are going to look at you and go, I can trust this person or I can't. Or I'm going to listen to this person carefully or I'm not. When you put down a 17,000 Rand business card, I promise you people listen more intently. Because their business card doesn't cost nearly 17. They got 250 Rand business cards from the corner print shop, right? This is how it works, unfortunately, life, right? Impressions that we make. At rank 9, this is an international conference that you get to take your family with. It's business class flights to a 5-star luxury resort every single year for you, and it's an all expenses paid 7 days of just living like a millionaire. Isn't it so? We've got 2 rank 9 sitting with us. They've been on the trip. Did you feel like a millionaire that week? I feel like a millionaire. I actually feel a little bit guilty because I'm not nearly a millionaire yet, but I'm rubbing shoulders with the millionaires when we go on this trip, right? You look at all the rich people, because only rich people can afford A trip like this, I'm being honest, right? So take a look. I'm going to show you the trip. Take a look. Tell me if you think this is 3-star or 6-star. How did that look? 3-star, 5-star, 6-star? 6-star, I think. 6-star. And again, you had liberty to get to rank 9 as quickly as you want. So one gentleman, there's Bamandla, got there in 5 months. Opened up his laptop, saw the intro on his laptop. 5 months later, he had 1,000 products in his qualified channel, earning 20-something thousand a month and going on a rank 9 trip every single year. It is up to you how quickly you want to do this. You can beat the record. You can take 10 years. We don't reset you. We don't take your channel away. You just keep on building, even if it's slow. At rank 11, we spend R250,000 buying you a brand new car. Who would like a overseas holiday every single year with their family and a car in the garage with no debit order at the end of the month? How close are we to creating social impact? How close are you to becoming debt-free if you can take those things off your back, while at the same time earning an extra 20, 30,000 a month from a business you do from your phone on the side? So this is the rewards program. It goes up to rank 28. So this is still early days for a lot of wealth engineers, right? But our business is not built on rewards and returns only. It is built on the necessity of products. So I'm going to speak to you about our products. We've got 4 financially natured products. And the necessity is that if you are going to start sacrificing time in building wealth, in building assets, at the same time you have to protect the assets. You have to protect the nature of the value that you've spent decades creating, right? And this is where the necessity of these products come in. So our first product is ACCESSWEALTH. It is an investment and insurance product rolled into one. It's going to cost you only 324 Rand a month. 100 Rand of that gets invested into a tax-free investment fund. You've got full access to that fund. You can draw your funds out at any stage. You get 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. So if you're killed in any form of accident, we'll pay out 120,000 Rand to your beneficiaries, right? It doesn't matter how high your blood sugar is. It doesn't matter to us. We will pay you out. Okay, so this is Access Wealth. The second product is called WealthGuard. WealthGuard is only insurance. It is personal accident cover to the value of 1 million Rand, and it only costs you 249 Rand a month. The beauty of all our products is that we've made them accessible and non-discriminatory, because anyone over the age of 18 can take out this product. You can be 65 years old, you can have a heart condition, the premium is the same. We know life insurance products go up with age. You tell them, oh, I've got a back problem. The premium goes up. I've got a friend who's diabetic, who's very healthy. He can't get life insurance. He can't, right? Healthy person, but he's diabetic. Anyone can get our products, right? And the premium remains the same for everybody. Our Family Wealth product is a funeral cover product for the whole family. It starts at $299 a month. It gives you 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover, covers up to 5 family members. The principal member also gets 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. So we'll pay your debt upon your death up to the value of 10,000 Rand. You can increase this to 30,000 Rands worth of cover, and you can also add 10 family members if you so wish. So some flexibility built in there, and again, accessible to everybody at the same price. Then we've got WealthPoints. WealthPoints is a product that aims to reduce your cost of living. So we've partnered with a whole bunch of companies, and they've extended discounts and services to all our WealthPoints members. So if you're able to engage with these partners, you will bring down your typical cost of living expenses. Why? Because we've got data partners, we've got airtime partners, we've got ShopRite checkers for groceries, we've got car manufacturers, we've got everything. We've tried to cover as broad a spectrum as possible on typically what people spend money on every single month. So there's wonderful benefit in WealthPoints, and you can engage with these partners immediately. There's absolutely no waiting period on WealthPoints. If you want more information, you go to our website. There's an in-depth video on every single one of these products. If you become a wealth engineer, go watch that product training, because it gives you a great appreciation of the necessity and the value that these products bring to our DuePoint wealth engineers. On top of that, we've got a couple of incentives. So this is for the people, the 5%ers in our business, the people that just aren't happy with going at a normal pace. It's the people at the front of the Comrades Marathon, the ones that have seeded right in the front, right? So the challenge is, so the first incentive is called the 365 Challenge. If you can connect 365, so we're not talking about 2 people a month, we're talking about 1 person a day. If you can connect 365 people in the next 365 days, we will make you a millionaire by this time next year. Because you will be ranked 11, 12. You would have earned the holiday, the car, all the checks in the rewards program, the returns. You'd probably be close to 30, 40,000 Rand a month by this stage. And on top of that, to say, well done for doing it in 365 days, we'll give you 365,000 Rand. That's 1,000 Rand for every first pointer that you connected. In the normal program, it's 55 Rand per person. Here we're giving you 365,000 for 365 people. It is a massive incentive. Right? And there's no downside to this. Because even if you don't get to 365, even if you do half, you will have still created massive value for yourself in the space of 1 year. We've got a monthly incentive this month called the Wealth Quest. The Wealth Quest for February is called the Triple Lightning Qualifier. We challenge our wealth engineers to be able to connect 3 people onto their first point and help them get qualified. So in other words, you've got to help the 3 people that you've put onto your first point get 3 people of their own. And so in total, you'll have 12 people. If you can get those 12 people onto your channel on your first and second points this month, you have the option of taking home 5,000 Rand, or you can take home the Apple iPhone, and we'll give you 3,000 XP on top of the money and the phone, depending on what you choose. Right? So that's just for February's business. So what is the decision? At the end of the presentation, ultimately, what is the decision? For me, something I highlight every single intro presentation is that becoming the millionaire, making the 5,000 Rand a month, going on the holiday, those aren't decisions you have to make. Yes, because everyone wants that. Who wants to go on an overseas 5-star holiday every year? Who wants a car with no debit order? Who wants to be earning 30,000 Rand a month? Everyone wants to. That's not a decision, right? That's all I want. The decision you need to make is practically how you're going to fit DuePoint into your life. And it's not like bringing home an extra wife or an extra husband. It's just about downloading an app onto your phone and being prepared to spend a little bit of time every day connecting people to this business. That is all that's required, right? But you have to make that practical decision. A little bit of background on our business before we end off. DuePoint, as I said, is a division of Constantia. Constantia is a fully registered insurance company in South Africa. You're welcome to go to DuePoint's website, Constantia's website. My point is DuePoint and Constantia are businesses that you can be proud to partner with because we take credibility very seriously. We are audited, we are regulated, we're listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under Conduit Capital. You couldn't have a more credible business to partner with, right? So go do any perusing that you need to do, any investigating. Go put us into Hello Peter, go Google me, Google Brendan. Do what you need to do. Because from this moment forward, you need to start taking these steps of building belief in this business. Because when you go out as a proponent of DuePoint, people need to see the belief on your face, right? Not fake belief. Go do your investigating so you can go, yes, this is an awesome business. All right? That's the FSP number that we operate under. Our financial licenses are on the website. They're above the water cooler outside in the foyer. Some reminders before we close off. Durban Encounter on the 9th of March. If you want to grow business in Durban, this is the place to do it because I'm going to come down for about 3 or 4 hours. I'm going to do a business seminar in Durban. It will certainly help you build a channel and build wealth, build recurring income coming out of that one province of KZN. So make a list and start inviting people. There's absolutely no cost to register yourself and guests for the Durban Encounter. Then tomorrow, we've got a development seminar, aka training. They make it sound like a bad word. Training. You've got to go to training. It's not as bad as the stuff I've got to do. I've got to do FICA training. I had to do FICA training last week and FICA exams. I'm not an accountant. Why am I doing these things? I'm doing it for you guys. You know? So this training is going to be way more exciting than FICA training. It's called Harnessing the Habits That Help. It is training that will help you manipulate habits. Get rid of the bad ones, employ the good ones, make them work for you. And not only make them work for you, but make them easier to follow. The hardest thing is to keep a habit going, to actually make it a habit, right? So we'll teach you lots of tricks on how to do it. It's tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. If you do join us at head office, know that there's a little giveaway happening at the Dev Seminar tomorrow morning, just to make things a little more exciting. So make sure that you tune into that. And with that, I thank you for your time. I hope everyone has a prosperous rest of the year. Prosperous. It's a very uncommon word in our economy at the moment. Prosperous, right? Unless you end up in an inquiry. Then you were prosperous, now you're in an inquiry. Here we do legitimate work. So good luck. Thank you.